minutes, I think it'll be quite a bit more than just a few. We're going to find out if SK Gaming can turn what looked like a bit of a dodgy season, if we look right back to the start, into a first place title.
And that would be so impressive. I remember the first few weeks, everyone was talking about SK Gaming. Yeah, you know, they were an alright team, still a new team trying to figure out the things. And nobody expected them to now come here and actually be able to get the first place.
So, will we see any action at level 1 this time around? Currently, we have the full-on line set up from both teams. Youngbuck just checking out that bush and seeing if anyone was hiding inside of it. And not for now, but they do have Evelyn, who, you know, if Svenskron's feeling adventurous, can do a little bit of a deeper scout.
He just needs to be careful not to actually face taking into a bush where there's a car 6 who's gonna hit you pretty hard in the face. But up in top lane here, item-wise, we see actually Youngbuck with the Dawn's Blade. So he wants to get control of the lane early on. He wants to get ahead in CS because, again, Shyvana, the first few levels, is very weak. She needs a few levels on her abilities before she can really start fighting back. She needs some items here. So Youngbuck is looking to dominate the lane a little bit early on and try and push him down.
Out there just getting the first bit of damage of the game onto Jezza, so he wins that little mind game. But look at this, we are in fact...
That's actually pretty important.
Yeah, a lot of damage actually coming in. We are seeing swaps coming around though.
Well, Copenhagen Wolves is a team who loves to swap, especially against something like Evelyn, because you want to make sure you can always see where she is. And if you lane swap against Evelyn, you force her to either go defend a turret or go dive a turret. So that's what you expect from the jungler anyway, so you won't really get surprised by her.
Look at this, a late invade from SK Gaming, moving over towards that red buff. We are going to be seeing Jinx and Karma in the top lane, Jax down bottom. And that switch will be coming in here in just a second. They've left Svenskron just to smite that one off. And there we see the red buff now will be pretty obvious because they've just come from the Copenhagen Wolves side of the jungle. And they're going to get the 2v2 back that SK wanted.
Well, this is a bit mixed for SK. Getting Leona against Karma in the laning phase is not ideal. You're going to get a lot of poke. It's hard for you to actually engage onto him. But at the same time, you want to have standard lanes, again, when you have Evelyn, because you apply so much pressure in the standard lanes. It's very risky for someone to go aggressive, because you don't know if Evelyn is nearby. And Svenskron actually did a very smart thing. He took the red buff, and then he instantly went to his own red buff. He didn't go to his blue buff, take it, and then take a long route around. He instantly went to red buff, make sure he could pick up a second one. So now 3 buffs over to SK, and only 1 to the side of Copenhagen Wolves.
Should be at least, unless the Wolves actually go down there here and check out that blue buff. And they're probably feeling that with the red gone, that Svenskron will just pass straight over on towards his blue buff. And in the end, they will get that 3-for-1 buff trade. So let's talk a little bit about this lane at the top. We've already seen the SK Gaming struggling with the poke out of Unlimited.
Yeah, it is expected early on. A lot of poke onto Karma. She's one of the best supports when it comes to laning phase because you got so much damage. You got a shield, you got a snare, of course. You're very safe. But Jinx can actually be the target here because Svenskron with double buff, he's down to 50%. He can still actually gank because his potion is running here, so expect him to come towards the top lane. No ping ward, of course, early on from Copenhagen Wolves, so they won't see him coming up actually here. And he's actually pinging, so we need to see if N-Rated can land some CC, and then SK can start everything. And Copenhagen Wolves are very far up.
And there is N-Rated max range on the Zenith play. The chompers go down, but Svenskron is right in the middle of them, but he's taking too much damage here. He may just fall. Forgiven will go down first. That'll be first blood going over to SK. Unlimited gets away. Crucially, Svenskron also was able to escape.
Yeah, and SK Gaming invested all their flashes onto this kill here, but they picked up the first blood on the AD carry, so he won't be able to get some farm now. Candy Panda can get back in CS and push the lane a little bit, get some good XP here. So very nice gank. And Copenhagen Wolves, they didn't actually expect it because of the route Svenskron took before, because he went down to his red buff. They expected him to go from their red buff to his blue, to his red, and be around the bottom lane area, and that's why they just pushed up so far.
Amazing, actually, just checking that mid lane, but unfortunately for him, Jesus had already gone back. If you look at Jesus, though, he did use a flash in there somewhere, so Kaltod obviously making a bit of an impact on this one. This bottom lane, as we expected, the Doran's Blade start for the Jax here for Youngbuck, 33 to 24 CS, just bullying Freddy a little in the lane.
Yeah, so again, Copenhagen Wolves can be just happy with this, even though they gave up the first spot to Evelyn, and it's annoying, they're still getting this Jax against Shyvana 1v1, and that's where they can get a lot of farm and where Youngbuck can continue just dominating him, but he needs to be careful because Svenskron is close, and again, there's no ideas here, he's still with the double buff.
Double buff running Freddy Not going to step out from this one too far, and there is the pushing burnout going down. Svenskeren going to show himself, but with Counter-Strike up here, won't be able to get the kill onto Youngbuck. He can just walk back off to safety.
And SK here just wanted to try and force away the flash, because getting a kill early on with Evelyn and Shyvana, no CC at all, so it's very hard to lock someone down. So they just want to see if Youngbuck would flash away instantly, but he wisely enough didn't, and didn't actually take any damage from it.
No, but Svenskeren is actually making another appearance in the lanes. This time, he's going to go head-to-head with Coutard. Jesus a little bit far back from this one. It's a good stun from Coutard, and that will stop Svenskeren going any further. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we can see they're pushed up very, very heavily. Will they go aggressive to stop this one happening? Yes, they will. They dove on towards Forgiven. Have they got the damage to finish him off here, though? Turret actually hitting Unlimited here as well. So that's quite a lot of damage done on towards the Copenhagen Wolves.
And look at the timing here from Enrated. He saw the sap, and he knew it would hit Candy Panda, so he engaged, because the turret then would go on to Forgiven if you locked him down. So actually an extra turret onto Forgiven, and then Unlimited afterwards. So very good timing on the engage here from Enrated.
Ultimate coming across from Coutard, and it lands. Jesus goes down. He uses the third charge to even get some damage onto Svenskeren as well. And I think that's the first good Xerath ultimate we've seen in 3 games that he's been picked.
But man, due to the fact that Coutard got ahead in XP, so he got the level 6 before Jesus, and then he forced him all the way away from this wave here, where he would have hit the level 6 mark, and he just, boom, instantly killed him when the ultimate was ready.
So this bottom lane now, Freddy actually feeling a little bit more comfortable in that one. Youngbuck actually at half HP right now, as Freddy has been pushing that one a little bit further back. And because Evelyn's been in there, Youngbuck's probably thinking, you know, it's hard for him to say, okay, I can put that dominance down, I can fight Freddy, because unless he sees Evelyn somewhere, he knows that that could always be in his lane.
2 things, pressure from Evelyn, and then of course the fact that Freddy now hit level 6, so he's gonna actually be able to duel him better, and also now they got a little CC to break, but Svenskeren checking onto Amazing here.
Oh, this is really bad news for him. He's got no flash available, and this is the kill. Amazing just jumps in there, flattens him like a pancake with a jump, and that is the second kill of the game for the Wolves. And you don't want to let a Kha'Zix get going, especially someone who's had so much impact in the games as Amazing has.
Yeah, again, we've seen it in the games today. Whenever there was a Kha'Zix, whenever he actually got a few kills, he would just take them and he would just roll with them and just become so strong. So getting his red buff and a kill here for Amazing, he's gonna be very happy. Down the bottom lane though, Kevin actually doing, or Freddy now doing a very good job getting even in CS. He was so far behind, and Youngbuck in trouble, and he's always afraid now to engage onto Freddy, because with the ultimate he's gonna be very, very strong.
Bad times for Youngbuck. We'll see how that one all develops. Amazing after getting that kill onto Svenskeren is now waiting here by the blue buff. That, of course, will be given over to Coutard, who's got a good lead in CS here, around about 12 at this point, but that's going to be getting even larger for him. Youngbuck, meanwhile, is getting some free farm down on the bottom, because, of course, Freddy did push that lane up. He wanted to go home and spend some of his 68 CS gold that he's now got himself in there. He's going to come back in with almost a Sunfire Cape with the Giant Spell and that Chain Vest. Meanwhile, the top lane, they did put some good damage down there as SK backed away.
That's what they've been doing so far, Copenhagen Wolves. Just push down the lane, gets a few hits on the turret, back off. But SK have been doing a good job either first ganking, and then second just start a fight whenever they were at the turret. Engage onto the dual lane here from Copenhagen Wolves, force them away from the turret. But if they can continue pushing the wave down without being ganked, they should be able to pick it up in a few waves at least. But bottom lane wise, both of the top laners actually used the teleport.
Let's have a look at this one. Svenskeren once again moving towards the top lane. However,
this is scary.
There's a bug waiting inside of the brush. Will they go for this one? Unlimited moves towards Svenskeren, and there is a Solar Flare flashed away from by Forgiven. They're going to try and turn this one around, but who are they going to go for? Svenskeren, the initial target. Amazing goes low, but he's got that damage reduction as the Colin will knock him even further down. And in the end, couple of ultimates being used, a lot of damage, but no kills.
And you actually saw Enrated flash away, even though he was on 50%, simply because of the rocket from Forgiven here. Didn't want to go any lower, so the rocket could kill him. That's why a win for Copenhagen Wolves, we can say. Forced away some summoners, but they had to use their flash onto Jinx, which is a big issue coming in for the next gank from Svenskeren, because he's going to be the target from Enrated.
Coutard doing so much damage there in the mid lane to Jesus. Decides not to use his ultimate, but it's going to be enough to actually force Jesus away completely. And he will actually be picking up that stinger now.
So let's see here now. Jesus really needs some help from Svenska. And Svenska has been twice in there just to actually hold the lane. And he's now taking all the poke from Coulthard. But they need to do something about this Seraph because he's going to be such a pain to deal with. Also very, very large amount of damage going into the late game. So with this combo here from Copenhagen Wolves, you have Jinx, a lot of damage late game, Seraph, a lot of damage. And of course Jax combined with... Jax in the front line combined with a Kha'Zix. I mean, the late game combo from Copenhagen Wolves is very, very scary.
Oh, top lane might be a little bit of danger here. Can you?
No flash.
Right next to Forgiven. Oh, but Enrated, he misses the Zenith Blade. The direction was good. It just didn't quite have the range for him to actually get in there and make that one happen. But is he going to go further? He is, of course, level 6. Solar Flare goes down. Barrier used here by Forgiven. Zenith Blade will land. Forgiven so very low. And then Enrated picks up that one. Unlimited having to back off with half HP as well. It's a nice kill for SK.
And this is why Leona is such a strong pick against Jinx. This is why you often see people not early picking the Jinx, because you need to see what you're going to lane against here. The flash was gone from the gank from Svenska. Ultimate down from Enrated, and then he saves actually both his Q and his E until the ultimate is gone. Then he activates it, so more CC piled on to Forgiven. I think he could barely do anything. He just got destroyed.
That leaves Unlimited all on his own in that top lane trying to get some farm. Down in the bottom lane, we have now seen that Youngbuck's starting to be a little bit more comfortable in there. Double Doran's Blade and the Cutlass up against the workings of that Sunfire cape that Freddy actually hasn't. That's the thing, once you get that level 6 on Jax, with every third attack from your ultimate, you can do a lot of damage.
Once you get the Cutlass, so you got some sustain now, you got some more damage in the 1v1, makes it very hard for Shyvana to actually respond to you. And Freddy, he's gone tank here from the start, so we could potentially see him and SK Gaming focus more on team fighting, where Jax of course won a split push. Now in the top lane here, Mason going aggressive.
Yeah, very aggressive, but again using his ultimate. They thought they could maybe lock down Candy Panda. One thing they need to be careful of here, I was going to say Elise, and of course meant Evelyn, who is now waiting here from around the side, actually going to go in towards Unlimited. Doesn't even need to use his ultimate at this point. He does get locked up, but the hate spike will finish it. There is the ulti going to go down. Solar Flare doesn't land, but Forgiven locked up by the Zenith Blade. Jesus had wandered up from middle as well, and that's two very good kills for SK.
And SK Gaming are doing such a great job just punishing this early Jinx pick here. The whole combo with Evelyn and Leona makes it so hard for Forgiven to stay in lane, because there's always the chance they can engage onto him and kill him. And they've been doing such a good job just shutting him down. And this is the guy who normally, when it comes to late game points for Copenhagen Wolves, is the big carry. And he's now 0-3.
0-3. Somehow he's still fairly level in CS. That's something that Forgiven always seems to do. Whether he's behind or ahead in the lane, he's always spot on with the farm. They're probably going to have a good go at that turret. Actually, I tell a lie. They decided this now is a good time to actually back away and spend some of that gold here. Obviously, just a little bit earlier on, Candy Panda had the pickaxe with that Vamp Scepter, wanted that damage straight away, but since his last journey home, got himself a BF sword now as well.
Freddy actually stopping the recall from Youngbuck here. Taking some damage for it, but it's fair enough. He delayed him at least going back, and both top laners just staying in the lane for now.
Yeah, nothing really going to happen, I think, down on that bottom side. The Sunfire Cape is now done for Freddy on Shyvana. This mid lane, though, the lead for Coulthard stays, and there's a lot of damage that can come out. Wave clear, massive range, of course, for that Xerath, and you can see a big blast onto Jesus again.
So much damage. Also getting some good damage onto the turret, actually, but Svenska closing in on Coulthard now.
Is he going to be able to kill him off? Flash is available here for Coulthard, should he need it, and actually he just walks away. Amazing now, turning around, going to go towards Svenska. Didn't really think that he was going to get the kill there, I guess, but able to force him away and stop the pressure onto that mid lane. Meanwhile, Freddy's had a bit of a wander up into the jungle of the Copenhagen Wolves. The blue buff is there, but he needs to be a little careful. Now the rest of his team, though, starting to come in. Svenska did actually smite that one away. Who are they going to go for? It's Coulthard at the back. He uses his barrier, will flash over, but Dragon's following him, and that is a kill coming down. They've taken the top turret at the same time, and the blue buff. Great move from SK across the map. Oh, they're going down straight in as well. Unlimited's not going to escape that one. The traps coming all over, but Youngbuck now coming in towards them. Forgiven going very low. The Cullen actually coming out. He flashes to get out of range of that one. He does get the kill, but Youngbuck will get one back. That's 3 for 1 across the map. Actually, Enrated did flash away from that one so that he couldn't be taken down. And now SK have done a Dragon as well. Crazy.
Okay, so a lot of things just happened. First of all, if we take the whole mid lane gank here where they force Coulthard back and then they actually rotate up to the blue buff, Freddy pushed out the bottom lane, so he rotated up the blue buff, and Youngbuck, he just stayed farming down there. He didn't actually join up, that's why they could take the blue buff, engage on the Carter, take the kill, and up in top lane, it's the same thing we've seen after the first gang here from Svensson, where he gave the lead to the SK bottom lane. It's just in-rated every single time there's a chance, engages on, perfect engages every time, Candy Panda follows up and picks up kills after kills. So SK Gaming really been shutting down this top lane here, or bot lane in the top lane.
Outside is actually putting some good pressure onto mid, and well, there is Jax. Satisfying sound if you're a Copenhagen Wolves fan. He takes away the first turret of the game for the Wolves, and you have to imagine that the second one won't be too far away with the amount of damage that they've done to that middle outer turret of SK Gaming. There's a blue buff going over to Jesus. He's now, by the way, got his Nash's Tooth done.
We have to look a little bit about this at this Kha'Zix pick. It's the first time Amazing is playing it. Yes, he picked up a kill onto Svensson when he face-checked him at red buff, but every single gang or counter gang we have seen has been unsuccessful. He's been coming in there trying to set something up, but people have just been backing off and nothing actually came from it. But Kauton now onto Jessis.
Yeah, there's the intervention used. Kauton actually waiting here and only gets 2 charges of that ultimate off. Svensson did come around the side as well, but they definitely don't want to fight. That is a 4 versus 2. Actually, Freddy going to get stunned up. This could be real dangerous for him. Jumper's going down. He's locked up here by Karma as well. Can they get in range to finish him off? Super Mega Death Rocket was miles away from Forgiven, and Freddy's able to get out with his life.
And look what Freddy's doing all the time here. He's gonna push up the wave. Whenever Youngbuck is just standing farming in the lane, then he rotates down with his team and tries to set something up. Again, due to the SK Gaming forcing so many members from Copenhagen Wolves to fight here in the mid lane, the bottom lane was just completely untouched and they just take a free turret.
And are they going to stop here? Actually, Enrated went forward. Candy Panda started to come back. Svensson is now in the Wolves jungle as well, so they can really make some waves here. And the Wolves need to be real careful, because if they decide to just jump in on them, this could be bad news. Svensson is going to get stunned up, but the point is going to be Kauton. He goes down. Svensson gets the intervention. They lock up Forgiven. Double kill now for Jesus.
So good rotation from SK Gaming. It's not over yet though. Amazing coming.
Gonna go in there towards Candy Panda, who uses the barrier, flashes away as well. Amazing just getting out of range of the attacks there of Jesus off to the side, who himself now could be in a little bit of trouble, but they start to turn around. Youngbuck will leap strike away. Freddy actually teleported in as well. The Wolves all very low from that one. There's minions here for SK. Can they get the 4th turret of the game?
They can even dive them again here. Unlimited is without any mana. Youngbuck, they're going on him.
They caught Youngbuck up in this one. He's going to get his counter-strike off and leap strike away from danger, but this is definitely the turret going over towards SK Gaming, not taking too much damage from that one. They are taking towers like nobody's business now.
They're outplaying Copenhagen Wolves on the map. Every single rotation they make, get the bot lane turret, then they walk straight into the mid lane here with the ultimate from Jessis, with of course the shield from Svensson with his own ultimate. He was just able to engage onto 3 members under the turret, just dive them straight up, pick up 2 kills, take the turret as well. So SK Gaming, the way they rotate around the map here, they punish Copenhagen Wolves for being so far behind dual lane versus dual lane.
We see there one of the problems, I think, that we've been hearing over and over about Xerath. Yes, he has great wave clear. Yes, he has great range and damage, but he is so very immobile that if you are even slightly out of position, especially against a team that can speed up there against Leona, who can put the CC right into the back line, you're gonna die.
And the same thing for Jinx. That's the whole issue for Copenhagen Wolves here. And we talked a little bit about it in Champions League, how SK could always start the fights. Svensson coming around from the side, and then Enrated landing the engage. And credit to Enrated. Every single time he wanted to engage something, it's been hitting straight on, set it up, and then people from SK could just pick up the kills left and right.
Big wave of farm for Candy Panda as well. 20 CS ahead, but it's the kills and deaths that are really making the difference there. 3-1-3 for Candy Panda, 0-5-1 for Forgiven. I don't remember a game where we saw numbers like this out of Forgiven.
But it's simply due to Svensson being there early on, where Copenhagen Wolves didn't expect him to gank because they thought he would take a different route around the jungle. And then from there on, the flash was used by Jinx, and whenever there was a chance, they would just engage and shut him down with this Luna. So SK just punishing Copenhagen Wolves for early picking Jinx when there was nothing else locked in.
Forgiven not had this many deaths since week 1 is amazing. Going to go very, very deep. They get the stun on Sledgegun. Well, look at the damage coming back. There's a great solar flare. They've caught Countdown at the backside. He has to flash away. And Rated going very deep. Xerath ultimate thrown out. And Rated trying to sidestep. Forgiven does get the kill. Candy Panda did live through that one though. And the Copenhagen Wolves defend, losing just 1 for 1.
So they actually trade 1 for 1 here because Copenhagen Wolves managed to get all the way up to their turret, so SK had to back off. And then Red had already engaged in, but Youngbuck now very aggressive.
I don't think he can keep up though with Candy Panda. He's going to go down, and Candy Panda even was the one to pick of that kill. Youngbuck thinking he was possibly a little bit stronger than he actually was overall in that.
A little bit of a desperate move here, just wanted to get a kill because he's going to be one of the members who can actually turn the game around. If he can start split pushing and shutting down everyone, he will put so much pressure on the map.
Picking up his first kill of the game. As I said, he's not had this many deaths since week 1 for the Copenhagen Wolves. Worrying times for them, although they have, of course, now got that playoff spot secure. But they're trying to push further up and getting better seed when it comes to these all-important playoffs. Meanwhile, Unlimited starting off the Dragon all on his own here. Probably not the best idea. Kha'Zix was a little way off. SK just going to walk in here and bully them out of there.
Yeah, and Carter was all the way up in their own jungle towards the red buff. He's down to 50% HP, so Copenhagen Wolves didn't really want to fight. I think they were just trying to sneak it, so the reason Unlimited started it was to see if did SK actually react to this one. Did they have any vision nearby? And of course they did, so they just moved in, he backed off. A Dragon for SK Gaming, and they can just continue pushing up here. Their combo again. They can actually just dive onto Copenhagen Wolves if they want to, with the intervention, with a very tanky Evelyn and Leona. 2
important items picked up here though for the Copenhagen Wolves in counter to the combo that SK Gaming have. Quicksilver Sash for Forgiven and the Mikael's Crucible. So they have a bit more to work with when it comes to N-Rated just dumping all the CC on them.
Yeah, so again, of course, Forgiven can get out of the CC here, but the Mikael's, if they manage to engage onto Kautar, it needs to be spot on. Otherwise, he's gonna die instantly. He's so squishy at the moment. There's so many members from SK who can get towards him and just shut him down. So, very important items, but it might not actually be enough for them here because they're just other members who can go down. Youngbuck, yes, he's starting to build a little bit tanky, but still, he can just be the target with so much damage from SK here, with such a strong AD carry already.
N-Rated exactly how tanky he is and just walks in from the backside, tries to zone the wolves away. That turret is at less than half HP as again the damage coming across the side. Amazing, has to use his jump to get away from danger. SK taking turret number 6, they're backing off now. And
down here in the bottom lane though, Youngbuck should be able to pick this one up unless Freddy decides to teleport down to defend it. So he's just split pushing away like he should do. It's the only thing Copenhagen Wolves can do at the moment. Try and defend before, wave clear as much as possible, and then just have Youngbuck split pushing. If he hits the point where he can just kill everyone 1v1, then it's the key back for Copenhagen Wolves.
They're going to go Baron here though. Actually some good damage onto N-Rated there will force SK to stop that move. Actually, we did see the turret go down in favor of Youngbuck on that bottom side. That's only the 3rd of the game actually for the Wolves.
Freddy actually decided to teleport after the turret died. He wanted to recall first, buy, and then teleport down, but it was too late. So he didn't get much from it, but at least now, Youngbuck backing off from the bottom lane. They're just pushing it out from SK's side, and he's going to join in with the team here. Let's see if Copenhagen Wolves want to fight, or try and catch out Freddy. Yeah, Freddy actually face checking into this one. He's going to have to use that Dragon to send off towards the rest of his team. There is N-Rated moving to the side as well. They've locked up Countdown nicely. He's surely going to die. No, not enough damage, but the blast from Jesus will be enough to finish it. Now Forgiven being chased down. He had to use his flash to get away from that one as well. Meanwhile, they're now on towards Youngbuck. SK picking up a 1 for 0. That might buy him enough time to do some good damage onto this inhib turret. And we did see the Mikaels here being used by Unlimited on the car charge, so the first stun was just cleansed. But Unlimited is already, or N-Rated was already on him, just stunned him the second time, and there you go. There's nothing Kautar could do. Who was the target, he could just pile onto him and kill him. Without Flash, without his own QSS or Banshees, he's still gonna be just dead meat. That was a little bit harsh, actually. No. We still have to invest quite a lot onto him to actually kill him, so...
Well, you're not wrong in what you're saying. I don't think it's harsh in that respect. That's the maybe brutal reality of it here for the Copenhagen Wolves. SK are going to move up towards Baron. Actually, Freddy is headed to the bottom side. His teleport halfway to coming off cooldown, and Candy Defender is also moving in there with him. That's because that red buff is available on the bottom side of their jungle. Meanwhile, the rest of SK just clearing out wards, over by that Baron pick. Got themselves a pink ward in position there so that they can clear out whatever the Copenhagen Wolves drop over the back.
Yeah, the Baron Dancer starting here. SK with some good early wards, and Copenhagen Wolves just staying in the area, making sure SK just don't start it instantly. They want to be nearby to at least try and extend a little bit, try and pick up some farm. And of course the blue buff is going to be very important on Kautor's, because if SK decides to start the Baron, with all the damage here from Seraph, long range, he can actually stay back and just fire onto them, get them very low, and then Copenhagen Wolves can start a fight and try and get some kills.
Let's see, Freddy is now joining the rest of the team as Candy Panda dashes forward, actually forces the jump away from Amazing on Kha'Zix. And SK once again get in position to clear out the vision that the Wolves have bravely put down there. It's always a case of inching a little bit further forward and getting in range to throw that ward and then basically running away once you know that you've got that in. Youngbuck is not there. He does have teleport. He's going to have to use teleport here if there's a challenge for this Baron.
Or they can just try and steal it away with Seraph or with a smite from Amazing. If they don't feel they can actually fight for it, Youngbuck is still, he didn't teleport yet. So SK, here we go.
And the blue buff, the Baron buff is stolen there by SK Gaming, and now they're going to try and chase him. They've already killed off Amazing. There is the flash away, but look, Xerath can't go anywhere. The flash is used. He's going to be tracked down here by Freddy122. It's Candy Panda that comes in and steals that one. That's 2 men down for 30 seconds on Xerath, 20 seconds on Kha'Zix. Youngbuck is having to go at this bottom inner turret, but SK don't care about that. They're going straight for the base.
Yeah, teleport is ready on Freddy, so you can always come down if Youngbuck decides to continue pushing. So they just want to get his inhibitor down. They know he won't be able to get all the way into their inhibitor. So SK Gaming, they don't care about him now.
They might consider continuing forward on this one, although they've got some good money behind them. Everyone over about 1,500 gold except the support to spend. So SK have a lot to go back and pick up to think about moving in for a next fight. But they've secured that first inhibitor of the game after taking down the Baron. There's only the base left for the Copenhagen Wolves, aside from that mid lane, of course.
And again here for SK, the only thing they actually need to worry about is not wasting time, because once Youngbuck is actually split pushing here, if they let him get too much time to push all the way in without doing anything themselves, without going down to stop him from pushing, he should be able to get onto the inhibitor turret, possibly even the inhibitor, but it requires Copenhagen Wolves to really delay this game a lot. They need to just try and wait until they don't get engaged on, because if he's down in the bottom lane and SK are pushing up to the top lane, he still needs to teleport up. It takes time before he can even join the fight, so they can just dive onto Copenhagen Wolves. It's the most tanky member for them. If you ignore Youngbuck, he's gonna of course be the Kha'Zix, but he's not even that tanky. It's only actually his ulti is gonna help him out here, and they can just ignore him because his damage is not there either.
Right now, SK pushing in the top lane and once again wrestling control back vision-wise of the top side of the Copenhagen Wolves jungle. Forgiven's trying to push the super minion wave back in this mid lane, and SK will try and force it back in, making the Copenhagen Wolves choose between losing possible Nexus turrets and defending this second inhibitor that they go for. There's the Culling coming out, a lot of damage to Kautor. Half of his health gone with that one. He's trying to put some back and actually doing some good damage in there. We see Karma as well, also got some good pokers. Svenskeren and Youngbuck gonna go head to head. There is the stun coming out from Youngbuck. Svenskeren trying to kite him around. Youngbuck's now gonna have to run away. There is the artillery coming over from Xerath. He didn't really do a lot of damage to Svenskeren, and now Amazing, he's gonna come out of his invisibility and get picked off in the end by Jesus, who's now on a rampage. They lock up Kauton as well. SK might be able to win the game here. Only 3 men left alive. There's 35 seconds on Amazing and Kauton, and SK are going for it. Surely going to be able to finish off the game right here. That Nexus turret is going low. Youngbuck really the one to save them as Forgiven gets locked up as well. He goes down. Now they focus on towards Youngbuck, and it's only unlimited. That's not going to help them out. Both Nexus turrets go down. The Nexus itself is finished off, and SK finished top of the European LCS spring split here. Absolutely incredible turnaround season from them.